Hey, guys, welcome. Today we put our passion for engines and speed to the test with a version that to define as vintage is an understatement, Outrun for the Master System. Yes, the one with the pixelated graphics and the slightly shrill audio, which however gave us hours of fun, and a few nervous breakdowns. Fasten your virtual seatbelts because we're about to go. And watch out for the curves. Outrun is a racing game developed by Sega, an absolute classic of the 80s, where we play a reckless driver behind the wheel of a Ferrari Testarossa Cabriolet, red as hell, speeding through landscapes that change like slides on a flip-screen cathode ray tubes. Except, being on the Master System, well, let's say the Ferrari looks more like a super-equipped shopping cart. And the experience isn't quite like the arcade center, but hey, it was '89, and it is after all. A small miracle that it made it to 8-bit consoles.
Outrun on the Master System wasn't just a racing game, it was a life experience. Why? Because you had to have Zen patience and hawk-like vision to understand what was happening in front of you. In theory, you had to speed through levels racing in checkpoint mode. You drive up to a crossroads, and you can choose whether to go left or right, changing scenery like an 8-bit Tinder interface. The problem is that the road narrows and widens like she wants, and you have to dodge the infamous obstacles. Yes, because those you encounter are not normal cars. They seem like obstacles placed there on purpose to make you lose your patience. And now let's talk about the graphics. The graphics. Outrun on Master System does the best with 8-bit, and for the time, we should also be grateful. But let's be clear, our Ferrari looks more like a red square with wheels. The Testarossa has become the Testaquadra. The backgrounds? Fantastic, 4 fixed road signs. And then there's the sky, a flat block with a few pixels of cloud here, and there put the effect of the palm trees sliding away on the sides of the road, which creates a bit of an atmosphere.
Even though we are on the Master System, the structure of the game manages to give that race against time adrenaline. The music, let's talk about it in a moment, and the alternating levels give that arcade touch that makes you feel like you're on the track, or almost. Oh yes, because Outrun is an Outrun without magical sound shower. Sega did wonders to compress the soundtrack onto a Master System chip, and even if it's a little jarring and sounds like it was played from a cassette deck at the bottom of the sea, it's there. You have 3 tracks to choose from, all epic in their own way, and giving you that sense of Italian holiday, or so you imagine, as you was around in pixel art. The Y-junctions give a nice sense of progression. You can choose your own path, creating an adventure that feels different every time. Of course, not that there is much difference between the roads, but at least you have the feeling of taking command of your destiny. A bit like choosing whether to crash left or right against an obstacle, you always have the illusion of deciding something.
Guys, this isn't Outrun, it's more like Slow Run. The game tries desperately to make you feel like it's going fast, but the Master System does its best to remind you that you're playing on an 8-bit console. Curves seem to slow you down, and even a cyclist with a flat tire would leave you in the dust. Here you don't drive, you skate on a straight of butter. Ferrari is hypersensitive, one touch and, bang, you end up off the road or, better yet, into some obstacle. Even in slow motion, a change of direction can make you capsize in an animation that, in its small way, is almost poetic or comical. Who put all these cars in the middle of the road? The traffic seems designed to block you, and there's zero logic in how they move. A bit like slaloming between cars on the way home during rush hour, only with fewer pixels and a lot more frustration.
If you want to get to the end, remember these tips. First of all, don't accelerate too much. It might seem crazy, but the key is to go slowly, try to maintain Zen control and hope that no car suddenly emerges. Second advice, choose a motivating song at the beginning and let it play as the soundtrack to your patience. And, above all, accept the unexpected. Here the obstacle can appear without warning, and you just have to hope that the Master System joystick is precise enough, or that you have enough lives to spare. Did you know that Outrun was one of the first arcade games to offer a sandbox experience with alternative paths? And this was also partly recreated on the Master System. Despite the limitations, Sega gave us a taste of that freedom, albeit limited. And the game's soundtrack is an icon of 80s pop culture. Try listening to it for a touch of nostalgia. It sounds like the end of summer party at the village fair. Outrun for Master System is like an old vintage car. It has its charm, but it requires patience and understanding. The graphics are dated, the controls are stiffer than a stone chair, and the audio, well, you have to appreciate the vintage. But for true fans, it's a piece of history. In the end, it's about accepting the game for what it is, an arcade classic, which allowed us to dream of racing in a Ferrari with all its merits and defects. Thank you for being with me on this slow-motion race. I hope I have made you smile and, who knows, maybe encouraged you to dust off the Master System to play a game of Outrun. Don't forget to like, subscribe and start your virtual Ferrari in the comments below. Until the next adventure, and remember, watch out for the curves.